Hey everybody, welcome to yet another video. In this video, we'll be looking at DIND, which is Docker in Docker exploitation, which is a part of Kubernetes Goat challenges. Now, I was not able to solve this. I tried a lot. I was looking into it, and while looking into it, I learned a lot about Docker in Docker, and I'll try to explain what that is. Eventually, when I tried all of the things, I looked at the write-up, and it was like something new that I hadn't tried before. So let me first of all try to explain you a few things. Generally, let's say we have a trust boundary somewhere here. Okay, so let's say this is my host system. Let's say it's a Ubuntu, Windows, whatever you want to call. And once I install Docker, there would be a sock file which will help me communicate between these Docker instances like images, all of these container runtimes, and they can help you communicate with the host system, right? But what would happen if this container file or this runtime file gets mounted on one of these containers? So if I am inside a container and also this file which helps me communicate with all Docker instances also inside this means I as an attacker can communicate with this and use this to delete or modify or install other Docker images. So this is one of the issues wherein if this is hosted or mounted inside the main Docker runtime, container runtime, this will lead to a lot of issues. So this is exactly what happened here. So there is a dot sock file. So what happens in Docker, inside Docker, is you have a Docker instance, and within that Docker you have created another Docker image, and you are executing things from here. But in this challenge, what had happened was this container sock file was right here. Now I could leverage, because I'm inside the Docker, I can leverage this file to kind of gain access to the main Docker image that hosts this, right? So this is what it is. And in order to find this, I was not able to find this in the first place. So in order to find this, all you need to do is slash mount, and the mount, if I do dot sock, you will see that here is the container d runtime sock, and I try to search for it. Even I was not able to find it before, but after the read like after like going through the write-up, I was able to like easily like go through exploit container d sock, and I was able to like find out a very good write-up. So this talks about downloading CRICTL, which is container runtime command line tool from here. So all you need to do is like just do this, and here we go. Just download tar. First of all, after you have downloaded tar, wait for a moment because you don't want to hang things up, and then download CRI tool, which is right here, and it's being downloaded to the temp folder. Once that's been downloaded to the temp folder, you need to untar it, right? So once that is done, I can do temp CRICTL. I can pass that socket file. So the way to do it is this, and custom container.sock. How do I know this? If you see here, you can see that they're passing it through Unix, and the mounted sock path would be this, which is this for us. If you find any of these, this is also fine. You can also use these, but since we have that, we'll be using that. And now we can list images that are inside the Docker containers. So there would be a lot of Docker containers, right? One of them would be here. There would be multiple of these, so I can list all the images. Then there would be pods, so I can communicate with the pods that are there. So this will help me get all the information, and as if I was on the host system. So here, as you can see, these are the pods, and if I were to show you kubectl get pods, so this will also list the same number of pods right here. So I hope you liked this video. This was something really new for me. So if you want to learn about Docker and Docker, it is really interesting, and how it is being used in CI/CD. So do give it a read.